Hello everyone. Today we're gonna go through the Git project in the ALX software engineering program with the first task, which is create and set up your Git and GitHub account. For this task, they are asking to create an account on GitHub and then create a personal access token on GitHub. Then you update your profile on the intranet, then create a repository, then go to the sandbox and clone the repository, then create a readme file and then push it to the repository on GitHub. Okay, first, to create an account, you just go to github.com and create an account. It's easy. Next, create a personal access token on GitHub. So to do that, you will go to your account on GitHub and then to settings, then to developer settings, and here you'll find personal access tokens. You'll just click on the classic one and then create a new token. We'll just give it a note, for example, ALX Git. Any name you give, it's not important. Then the expiration, we will set it to no expiration. And then generate a token. Now you need to copy this one and save it somewhere safe. I will just save it here. Then they are asking to update your profile on the internet. To update your profile on the internet, you will just put your username. To get your username, just go to profile, and this one is the username. This is the username you should put on the intranet. Okay, next, to create a repository, but make sure they are asking for the master branch. Okay, to see what is the main branch in our repository, we will go to our settings and then to repositories, and here if you have any other name like main or something else, you just type master and then update. Okay, now we will create a new repository. We will name it ALX pre-course and give it a description. It should be public, and we should not include any readme files or .gitignore or any license. So for that, we will just go to the home page, create a new repository, and we will name it ALX pre-course, this one, and in the description we will give it this one. I am now an ALX student. This is my first repository as a full stack engineer. We will make it public and make sure nothing is checked here. No readme file, no gitignore, no license, and we will create the repository. Now it is created. Okay, next you should open the sandbox. I will assume that you are familiar with the sandbox and the web terminal. In my case, I will use just my own Ubuntu machine for this tutorial. Then I will clone the repository. They are giving the command to clone the repository, which is this one. You just replace this, your personal token, with the one we got here. I will just replace it. Here. And here the username. I will put my username. So we copy this command and go to the terminal, and we will, for our case in the sandbox, you should be in the root directory. Then we will paste this command and execute it. Here they are giving a warning: you appear to have cloned an empty repository. That's okay, because the repository is still empty. We haven't put anything in it. So now we will list the items. As you can see here, this is the repository in the local machine. We will go to it, cd alx precourse, and if we list all the items, nothing is here. But if we list all the hidden files, we will see there is a .git folder. Okay, so now they are asking to create a readme file and push it, and push the modification. So the content should be my first readme. Okay, so we will create a new file with this content, my first readme. So we will go and we'll put this in a new file called readme. I'll just make sure of the name, readme.md. Okay, if we list items, we should see our file here. To see the changes in the repository, we'll just type git status, and you will see that there is one untracked file, which is readme. Okay, next step, we have to update our identity. That means who is modifying this file. So my identity on the local machine. To do that, we'll just put these commands here. And then our email. It could be anything. It is not important because it is not login details. It's just an identity. You can just put my email at gmail.com, and then the username. I will put my username, any username, it is not important. My username. Okay, now we should add the file, the readme file, and commit the changes. To do that, as you can see, we have one untracked file. To make it tracked, we just type git add that. Should be a space here. Okay, if we type git status, we should see now we have a tracked file. It is a new file here. Okay, now we will commit the changes with a message, my first commit. Okay, so to commit changes, we just type git commit and then the message. I'm sorry, should type the message, then our message here. I'll just copy this command. Okay, so they're typing one file changed. If we type git status, we see that we are on branch master and nothing to commit. So everything is up to date. So now we have to push to our repository here. because now it's still empty. We are just working on the local repository. So to that, we'll just type git push. And now we see that permission to is denied. Okay, to fix this one, we have to give authorization. To do that, we'll go to setting and then to repositories. I'm sorry, it's not repositories, it's to developer setting and to access tokens and then to this one, and then we have to give access to the repo and then we'll update. Okay, now if we go here and type again git push, we should see a success. And if we go to the repository again, which is this one, we should see a readme file here with the content, my first readme, which was committed 5 minutes ago. So for the second task, which is Repo-session, so they are asking to create a directory called ox01git in the repository. So to do that, we are going to go to the web terminal and create this directory with a readme file, then push the changes up to the GitHub account. So here we will go to the terminal, just type git status just to make sure we are on the master branch. Then we will create a new directory called ox01 git, then cd to this created directory, and we will create a readme file. We'll just type echo my second readme to readme file. If we list the item, you should see the readme, and if we type more readme, we should see the content. Okay. Now if we type git status, we are saying our branch is up to date, nothing added to commit. So we should see debug here and type git status, and we should see our folder here as untracked. Okay, now we should push these changes to the GitHub account to check our code. Okay, so we just type git add everything and then git commit, and then with a message we'll type create ox01 git directory. Okay, now we just type git and push. Okay, so if we go to our repository in the GitHub account, we should see the directory created with the readme file present. Okay, so now let's go to the third task, which is coding Fury Road. So they are asking, for the moment we have an empty project containing only readmes, so it's time to code. So inside this folder we should create 3 files. I'm sorry, 3 directories. One is bash, second is C, then JS. So to do that, we will go clear this. We will go to this one, and then we will create 3 directories. So we say make here bash, okay, there C, and then JS. If we list items, we should see 3 directories here. Okay, now they are asking to create empty files, one inside C folder, one inside JS folder, 2 files inside JS folder. So JS main.js and JS index.js. So we will go to the C folder, cd C, and then we will create a new file called cisfun.c. Okay, then we will cd back and we will go to JS and we will create 2 files. One is main.js and one is index.js. If we list the items, we should see both of them present here. Okay, so now they're asking to create a file in the bash folder named Alex with 2 lines inside, this one and this one. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a new file named Alex inside the bash folder. So we will cd back to the 01 git folder, then go to the bash folder, and then we will touch a new file called Alex. Okay, so now we're going to populate the Alex file with these 2 lines, this one and this one. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to use Vim for this. You can use Emacs if you want. I will use Vim. So Vim Alex. Okay, so to go into insert mode, and then I will just type hash and then exclamation point and then /bin/bash, and then go back to the line and then echo Alex. Okay, and then I will save and quit. Okay, now they are asking to create another file called school with 2 lines. Okay, so we'll create a new file named school. Okay, and again vim school, and go to insert mode. Then type bash exclamation point /bin/bash, and then echo school. And then I will hit escape and then write and quit. Okay, if you want to make sure that the file is updated, just type more and school. You should see the content. Okay, now they are asking to add all these files to Git and then commit the changes and then push them to the remote server. Okay, so we will cd back to the main folder and then type git status. Okay, then git add all the files, then git commit with a message of starting to code today. So cool. Then git push to the remote server. If we go to Apple repository, we should see all the files here created. Okay. For the fourth task, which is collaboration, is the base of a company. In this task, they are asking to create a new branch named update script and then do some modification. Okay, in our local repository, if we want to know all the available branches, we just type git branch a. This will list all the available repositories. To create a new one, you just type git branch and then the name of the branch, which is update script. Okay, update script. I'm sorry, I mistyped the branch. Git branch and then update script. Okay, now if we type git branch a, we should see now we have two branches. To switch to another branch, we just type git checkout and then the name of the branch. Now if we want to know which branch we are actually at, it's this little star here. Just type git branch a. Now we are working in this update script branch, and if we list the items, we should see the same content as the master branch, because now we are creating a copy of the master branch in the update script, so we can work in a different timeline without affecting the master content. Okay, so now they are asking to create an empty file named 98 in the bash folder. So the bash folder is inside our ox1git bash. Okay, we have already created some files in this folder. Now we will create a new file named 98, which is empty. So we'll just type touch 98. That's it. Okay. Now we should update the ilx file by replacing ilx with ilx school. So to do that, we're just gonna go to vim and then ilx and change this content. We'll go to insert mode and then we will type school. That's it. Now we'll write and quit. Sorry, hit escape, then colon and write quit. Okay, now we'll modify the school file by editing the content echo school to the school is open. Okay, so we'll go again to vim, this time with the school file, and then go to insert mode, and here we will delete this and we'll type the school is open. And then we will hit escape and then colon, write and quit. Okay, now we will commit these changes with the message my personal work and push them to the remote server. Okay, so we will commit the changes. To do that, we'll cd to the main directory and then we'll type git status. So we have 2 modified files and 1 new file. So we'll just git and add everything, and then we'll type git commit with a message of my personal work. Okay, now to push these changes to another branch, because here we are only having the master branch. We have created another branch, but it is available just locally. So to create it also in the remote server, we will use the command git push origin and then the name of the branch, which is update script. They're saying here it is a new branch. So if we go to our remote server or GitHub account, we should see we have 2 branches. If we go to this branch, we have all the modifications we have done. So we have the 98 file, the alx file is updated and everything is fine. Okay. We are not done yet, because they are saying your manager needs a quick fix in your project and it needs to be deployed now. So they're asking to change branch to main and update the file alx by replacing alx with alx school is so cool, and delete the directory js, then commit the changes and push them to the origin. So as you remember, now we are in the branch update script, because if we go to this, we are on the update script. To switch back to the master branch, with the type git checkout and then master. Okay, now we're in the master branch. So we have to change or update the alx file. So we'll go to this folder, and then in the bash folder, and then vim alx. So we'll change this one. We'll go to the insert mode, and then we'll change this. So alx school is so cool, and then escape colon write quit. Okay, now we have to delete the directory js. So we'll cd back and we'll see this directory, this one. To delete it, we'll just remove r and js. If we list again, the directory is gone. Okay, Now if we want to check the status, we have modified one file and deleted two files. Okay, now we have to commit these changes, but before committing we should add them. So git add everything. If we type git status, we see the update, but before this we should go back to the main directory and then type git status, okay, and git add everything. And now we should commit these changes. So git commit with a message of hotfix. Now we should push them to the origin. So we type git push origin. Now we are done. If we go back to our master here, so in the master branch, if we go to there is no JS folder, and also in the bash folder the ALX file is updated. Okay, now with the last task, which is collaboration be up to date. So for this task, and only for this task, they are requesting to update the readme file in the main branch from github.com. So that means in our GitHub account we will go to the readme file and then we will update it using this pin here and just type updated. Then to commit the change, either you put a message or it will be automatically update readme.md and then commit the changes. It is updated. So now it is updated in our remote server, but locally if we go to this readme.file and type more readme.file, it is not updated. So to get the updates from the remote server to the local repository, we type git fetch origin. So as you can see, we have some changes. They are saying a difference between commits. They are different commits. This number here is the commit number. It's this one here. Okay, but still we haven't pulled the updated repository. To do that, we'll type git pull and then origin. So they are saying one file changed. Now if we go to the content of the readme file, we should see it is indeed updated. Okay, now they are asking in our terminal to get all the changes. We have done this. So now they are asking to create a new file up to date at the root of the directory, and in it we will write the git command line used. Okay, so we will go to the terminal, and at the root of the project we will create a new file up to date and inside this file we will create the git command line used. Okay, I didn't understand. Okay, so using Vim, we'll go to the insert mode, and then we will just type the git pull origin, and that's it. Now we will add this file to Git and commit it, and then push to origin. So we type git add everything, and then git push with a message of how to be up to date in Git. What song? I'm sorry, it's git commit, not git push. It's git commit with a message how to be up to date with Git in Git. And then we will push git push origin. Sorry. So now this project of Git is finished. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, you just let them in the comment. I will try to answer most of them.